Hey besties, I was watching some other videos yesterday and someone started with like, hey gay people my phone, and I love that. So hey gay people my phone. Um because I am filming on my phone, so sorry about like the quality and stuff. And also I'm not editing because I don't have enough storage on my computer to edit, so it's like a whole thing. So I'm just doing like kind of stream of conscious. So if that's not your vibe, like you probably won't want to watch this. So anyway, yeah, I've been thinking about the concept of like feminism, like how all feminists were kind of like labeled like angry man-hating feminist or lesbians, angry man-hating lesbians, right? So like I remember like experiencing misogyny, noticing that like misogyny was a thing before I noticed that I was gay, even though like the signs were there, you know. um Oops, I spit out a little bit. So yeah, I I definitely identified as a feminist before lesbian, and then like when that kind of whole thing, like when I realized that people saw most feminists as like angry man-hating lesbians, okay, I was able to say it. I kind of like wanted to distance myself from that, and like I wanted to be one of those like, oh, of course I love men. Some men are great, but like as a whole, you know, they're just like, there's, I think it's from Golden Girls, I'm not sure, there's like a little quote like that would go around. I wanted to be like that kind of feminist. I was like, yeah, of course I love men because like it would just be so easy if that were true, but it's not. And I don't want it to be. Like when I think about it, like I was watching Superstore recently. This isn't where I was gonna go with this, I guess. Yeah, it is, whatever. I was watching Superstore, and like Jonah and Amy, like I remember like the first time I watched it was probably before I like accepted that I was gay. Like I'd realized before, but not like really come to terms with it or like come out really to anybody, I guess. I think I made a post on Tumblr that was like, I think I might be, I don't know. But or like I think I reblogged somebody else's post, and like as I was reading it I was like, oh, I think I might be a lesbian actually. So I like reblogged the post, and like in the tags I was like, well, like I really relate to this, like, and then I expected everybody to know. At that point I was like, yeah, most people probably read that, and like in my life, you know, probably read that post and my tags, and like now they know. So yeah, I didn't really like come out to most people, and it was like, yeah, because I think I identified as asexual for a while, and that post was kind of about like, if you're like asexual, like bi-romantic, like you're just bi. Like, or like if you're, I think I identified as like asexual, like uh maybe homo romantic, I don't know. I don't know if I ever, but like for some reason that post I was like, yeah, this like really makes sense to me, because yeah, I didn't want to be with a man because I was like a man-hating lesbian feminist, but like, yeah, I wanted to distance myself from that label. Sorry, I started talking about Superstore and then I like didn't. I just really like resonated with like, or like not resonated with, I guess, but like Jonah and Amy's relationship. Like I just like craved, like I was watching and I was like, I just like want something like that. Like they're just like, yeah. I don't know. And it's just like, because Amy is just like so herself, I guess. She just like says whatever she's thinking, like does whatever she wants, and Jonah just kind of like goes along with it. Like they were at a wedding. It was Sandra's wedding, so she's already had her second kid with Adam. And then like Jonah's, like her and Jonah got together when she was pregnant with her ex-husband's baby. So he's like raising her child, or her child with him. He's like helping her raise him. And yeah, so they're at Sandra's wedding. Sandra is marrying Jerry, and like she stole Jerry from Carol, kind of. um So yeah, we don't need to get into the whole plot of Superstore basically, because I'm like, because Sandra was pretending to be dating Jeff because Mateo was dating Jeff and they weren't allowed to be dating. Anyway, it's a whole thing. If you haven't seen Superstore, I think it's very good, and they like actually deal with topics like that are, I don't know, difficult, but like, I don't know. I just think they do really good stuff. Yeah, it's a good show. And I just, so yeah, they're at Sandra's wedding. Amy just wants to get drunk, but like things aren't going well. She has to like kind of take over, make sure everything gets done, because Sandra's in her wedding dress like setting up chairs, and she says Jerry's out like parking cars because they're just like understaffed, I guess. I don't know. Nobody's helping them. And so she takes over. So like finally after the wedding, like at the reception, Jonah has like 2 shots for them, and Amy takes them both, and he's like, oh, that was for me, okay, yeah. And he just like lets her have it, and then she's like, let's go to the bar, and he's like, yep, okay. And he just like follows her, and I'm just like, oh my god, like I want that. Like that's the kind of straight relationship that I want. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like that's not, I just want like the concept of a man to like love me so much that like I can just be myself, like, which I can just give myself permission to be myself without needing a man to like love me in order to do it. And like, I don't know, I didn't know that at so many points in my life. Like we're not taught that as like young women, young girls growing up, that like we can just be whoever we want to be, and it doesn't matter if like a man loves us, like we can just exist, you know? Like, oh my gosh, revolutionary. Oh, who'da thunk? But yeah, like I wanted to be in a relationship so bad, and like I would have this like these movies and TV shows where there's like this like seemingly great, like, you know, Jim and Pam are like their relationship is kind of like the glue of The Office. Like a lot of people like don't care about The Office, or I don't know if that's really true. That's like, for me, the reason I wanted to watch it was because like I thought Jim and Pam were a cute couple, and I wanted to like see them get together. And then obviously things like Friends, like with Ross and Rachel, they're like, will they, won't they dynamic was kind of like the whole like the show is kind of built on it, and then they get together, and then it's like, now what are we gonna do with the show? So they have to like break up again, and they can't get together until like the final episode, and then like everybody hates it. Like How I Met Your Mother, like Ted and Robin, like they meet the first episode, and then he's like, that's how I met your Aunt Robin, and it's like, oh, that's not our mother, okay, great. And then it's like 10 seasons later they meet the mom, and then she dies like 2 episodes later, and he's like, now I'm gonna get with your Aunt Robin. And like it's just ridiculous, and it's just like, because they can't get together, otherwise it's like the point of the show's over. And it's just like, oh my gosh, I just wanted someone to love me so much, because like they still, you know, like even though they break up, like in real life I feel like if you break up with somebody, you like don't hang out at their apartment all the time. Like I don't know, just like with their friends and everything. Like in the dynamics of the show, like they make it make sense, I guess, because it's like, well, Ross and Monica are siblings, and then Rachel and Monica live together, so it's like Ross and Rachel are gonna see each other, obviously, but like, you know, anyway. That's not what this video is gonna be about. Like, speaking of Friends and lesbianism though, I loved the character, ironically, Susan. Yeah, she was like so funny. That was like Ross's, like she was supposed to be played, I think, as like a character you're not supposed to like, but she was like my favorite. Like I think at some point I like kind of didn't want to watch Friends anymore, but then I was like, at least we saw Susan. That's like, what was her name? Ross's wife, Carol, right? It's a gay name. Carol and Ross were married like, and I think they get divorced like at the beginning of the show. It like becomes a thing, like, yeah. Anyway, it's been a long time since I watched it. I watched it like one time all the way through. Like my sister and I were like, it was on Netflix still, I think. They hadn't like gotten rid of it yet. It's now on HBO. But so if you want to watch it, I guess you could. yeah, they took it off Netflix and it was like a big deal. And like we were sitting and like learning how to crochet, and we just sat there like on the couch and watched the whole thing in like 2 weeks. So it all kind of blends together for me. And like I've seen other episodes randomly. So anyway, yeah, like when we were sitting there crocheting, I was like just holding on for like the episodes with Susan in them. Like she's the best. So that was a big sign. That was gay. But I didn't really like think of it that much. Yeah, it's really easy. Like I hear other people talk about it, I'm like, how did you not realize? And then like when I'm thinking about it, it's like so easy to compartmentalize. Like there was like a time when I met this girl like the first day of my job, and I thought I had like it felt like love at first sight to me when I saw her. Like she just walked in the room, like there were 3 of us in there already, and then she walked in and it was just like, oh my god, like there she is. And then like it felt like love at first sight. And then there was still like another guy that I mentioned him in a previous video, Ronald. Like everyone told me that we'd be a cute couple together. And then like I finally started to believe it, and like I was gonna ask him out. And then he, like, I found out, like, the day before I was gonna ask him, like, was his last day at work, and then he moved to another city, and I was just like, oh my god, like, that's embarrassing. And, like, now looking back, I'm like, that was probably, like, fate stepping in, because, like, I'm gay, and, like, that wouldn't have worked out, and, like, yeah, I felt so heartbroken about that for so long. And that's, like, another thing about, like, compet, which I still haven't defined. I was thinking about that like this weekend. I decided I didn't want to make videos on the weekend, and also like my cat got locked outside. I was blaming my dad for it. It's not really his fault, because my cat obviously, like, he could have come back inside before it got dark. Like we usually close the doors. Anyway, so he was like trapped outside all night, and I was just like really upset. And that was Saturday, and then like Sunday I was like, well, I already didn't make one yesterday, so I'm not gonna make videos on the weekends, I guess. Okay, good plan. So yeah, so we're back, and I'm lost my train of thought. Yeah, oh, I haven't defined compet. So compulsory heterosexuality is basically just like, from my understanding anyway, I think I did watch a video about how like people use the term wrong, and I don't know really what the difference, I don't know, maybe I just am so good at understanding it. Anyway, from my understanding, it's like this societal pressure to like marry a man that's like imposed on every woman, so that like lesbians, people who don't feel attraction to men, like kind of trick ourselves. Like I think, like I thought for a long time when I was growing up that like I was just gonna marry a man, and I like would like look all around for like, and I would read, you know, like young adult romance, and it's like these people are meeting the loves of their lives. Like I was going every day like thinking like this could be the day that I meet the love of my life, you know, but I was always thinking it was gonna be like a guy, you know. And so like there were guys that I knew in high school that I was like close to, that I was like, oh my gosh, maybe like we're gonna get married, like, you know, just like projecting all these like things that I would see happen in movies like onto these like boys that I knew and just be like, oh, I bet like I would talk to a guy and just imagine that like we were in love, and then like I would see him talk to another girl and then get like so jealous, and then like I would fantasize about them making these like grand romantic gestures, and just like I was like, oh my gosh, like I had this whole like inner world like fantasy realm of like all these like relationships like with men that like they probably have no idea. They probably have no idea that I like felt this way about them, or like thought like romanticized our interactions. They're probably just like, yeah, she probably didn't care, but which is probably more accurate. Anyway, yeah, what did I want to talk about? Okay, yeah, the man-hating lesbian thing. Okay, so I kind of had like, I was like, I'm probably gonna end up talking about that and then going into like other things about like why it took so long, like some of the things that made me like resist like accepting that I was a lesbian, that I am a lesbian. it's still like weird to say. And like I got this tattoo kind of like to like, because I dated 2 men, 3 I guess at that point, and it just like never worked out well. And like okay, so the third time, like this guy and I were like kind of seeing each other a little bit, and then like we worked together, and it was during COVID, and I kind of felt like we'd gone out a little bit before. Like he asked me out the day before Valentine's Day, and then so I was like, okay, that's cute, I'll give him a chance, you know. And then like it didn't really go, like I just didn't really like being with him. Surprise, surprise. And I felt like really lonely like when I was with him, so I was like, I don't think that's a good idea to like pursue that. And then like COVID hit. That was like February 2020, like Valentine's Day 2020. So like yeah, then COVID hit. We worked at the same restaurant, but like he would usually work mornings and I would work like later, so we didn't really see each other that much, so that was great. And then like at one point like we started, like I was working mornings because someone wasn't there, and so I would see him a lot. And then I kind of started feeling like, well, like I could die any day, you know, like I might as well be like having sex. So I was like, hey, do you want to come over? And so yeah, things started a little bit again. But then like I guess I went in one day and he had like, somebody told me that he was on a date with another girl that worked there with us, which like was surprising to me because like one of the times like before the like break that we took, one time he brought in food because he worked at our restaurant and another restaurant. So he brought me food from his other restaurant that he worked at, and he said like, this is for the prettiest girl at Chili's. Oh, I shouldn't have said the name of the restaurant, I guess, but like whatever. This is for the prettiest girl here. And I made a joke because I was like secretly in love with that other girl that works there, that I met the first day. So I was like, oh, let me go get what's her name. And then yeah, it was like self-depreciating. I thought he would like think it was funny because I'm like self-depreciating, but then it's like me saying, I don't know, it's like, why did I think that was a good idea? I also, yeah, there's another time I was talking to my ex-boyfriend and I sent him the song from Fun Home. Oh my gosh, it's called Changing My Major, and I sent him that. Like he was going back to school, and so we were like starting long distance, and then yeah, and that's like after the first time she has sex with a woman, like that's the song that she sings, and like I sent him that, and I'm like, what? Like thinking back on it later, I'm like, why did I think that was a good idea? Like I don't know, just the signs were there all along, you know. Compulsory heterosexuality. I kind of started defining it. So it's like this feeling that lesbians have for and also like bisexual women have claimed to have it as well, although some people, I've seen arguments that like if you actually do experience attraction to men, then like you wouldn't experience compulsory heterosexuality because there would be like a difference, you know. I don't know. Weigh in the comments if you want. Trying to get some little like debates going or something to get some more engagement. Just kidding. Some discourse. No, you don't have to argue with anybody about, yeah, this should be a fun, I want everyone to just like why can't we all just get along like we used to in middle school? So no debates, no discourse. Do whatever you want, I don't care. So yeah, this feeling that some sapphic women get towards men, which might be like anxiety or something, like nervousness, like you might feel like uncomfortable talking to somebody, and then you would experience like, because of these like messages that we get from movies, I don't know why I'm like, the windows right there, and I'm like, they're coming in from the window. Like from movies and TV and stuff, like, you know, like the scripts that you're supposed to follow as like a woman in society, you're supposed to like want to like marry a man, and so like it's really easy to just like tell yourself like, oh, this is, I feel different around him than I do around other people, like that must be attraction, like I must like him, or like people tell little boy or little girls that like if a boy's picking on you, that means he likes you, and so like I was able to attribute like pretty much anything a guy said. I'm like, oh, he likes me, you know, like, because if he's mean to me, that means he likes me. If he's nice to me, that means he likes me. Like, I'm like, every guy is just like obsessed with me. Like, I just can't. And like, yeah, but I didn't get like hit on. I didn't really get asked out. Except for like the 2 times that I mentioned. Like, one was in 6th grade, and so I was like, that's not even like really real. Like, you can't even go out, you can't even really date in 6th grade. Like, what are you gonna do? And then the other time was like, I was in 10th grade and he was a senior, and yeah, it just like didn't work out either, because I didn't really like him. And I told someone else I did, and then people duct taped him to a chair, and then he asked me out and I said sure, and then we went to the movies and he made me pick one movie, and then he fell asleep, and then we like walked around the mall in silence. Long story short, I told a much longer version of that in another video, but yeah, it was just like, it's not good. But like, I wanted I wanted a boyfriend because I wanted to feel like I mattered in this world, like, because women don't matter unless a man loves them. Like, they have no value to society. Right? So like, I was just like, yeah, sure, like, and yeah, it's just like really easy to like fall for this, because like, you want to be normal, you want to like, you know, and yeah, it's just so like easy to like follow the scripts already. Like, to be a lesbian, you have to like if you want to date another girl, like, you have to decide, like, because you can't just wait for her to like ask you out. You have, like, one of you has to like decide to like step up and like take the traditionally like male role, because we're so used to seeing like a man behave a certain way in movies and TV shows and stuff, and then a woman behave a different way. And like, if you have 2 women behaving the way that women are supposed to behave, it's not going to lead to a relationship. And so like, one of you has to like decide to start like flirting and like make it obvious, and not just be like, oh my god, you're so pretty, but like you're so pretty. I feel like that was so bad. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't see myself because I took my glasses off. There's like a bump on my nose right here, and it really hurts to wear them. So I can't see myself, but I don't want to like embarrassed to think about how it looked. Anyway, but yeah, you gotta like decide to flirt, which like I have done before in the past, but like, just not to like women who were receptive to it, because I think they were straight. I think yeah, the first, like, the day that I met that girl, I remember like thinking like, oh my gosh, this is like love at first sight. And then I told my like gay friends about her at there's like a thing called Dyke Day. It's like next to Dodger Stadium during Pride Month. And like, my friends invited me to it last minute, and I was like, okay, cool. And so I went and I told them about this like girl that I met who was like, oh my god, I'm like, she's so pretty. And then yeah, my friend from like, I've known her since 2nd grade, apparently. I forgot that. And then because she like moved in 2nd grade, so like, then we went to the same high school again. But I didn't recognize her. She recognized me, and then I felt like really bad about it. Anyway, so yeah, she was like, ask her if she's gay. Like, you don't have to like go up and be like really forward about it, but like, if you see her, you know, like on Monday, just go up and be like, hey, like, what's up? How was your weekend? And then like, if she asks you how your weekend was, you can be like, well, I was at Dyke Day with my friends. You don't have to be like, I'm a lesbian. But you just like, you know, just hint at it, and then like, that's smart. And but like, we just didn't really have a chance to talk, because I mentioned this before, we worked in a restaurant and it was just like really busy. Like, I think we were usually scheduled together on like Friday nights, which was like super busy, and I would be like, technically we were scheduled together, but it like overlapped a little bit. Like, I was like earlier in the night, and then I would get like cut when it was like starting to slow down, and then she'd be there like till closing. And so like, it still wasn't really like the best opportunity. Like, oh my god, I remember I was a host and she was a server, and like, the servers we were supposed to bus their own tables, but like sometimes the hosts would help them. And I remember just like bussing all of her tables, and I was just like, like she would, oh my gosh. And she would tip me out, and then I would hear her like go try to tip other people out, and they'd always be like, oh no, it's okay, no, it's okay. And then she'd be like, no, I insist. And they'd like go back and forth a little bit. And then, so like one time she was like tipping me out, and I was like, I'm just gonna skip the part where I like pretend I'm not gonna take it. She was like, oh my god, that's so funny. And like, yeah, so anyway. Okay, I don't know why I brought that up. It's just gay. So yeah. The other thing I was gonna talk about in terms of like things that made me resist, like when I realized I was gay and like I was like, I don't want to accept it. One of the there was one night, okay, I already said it was like I worked at Chili's, so yeah, one of the other servers, I didn't need to bring that up again though. One of the other servers and I were like starting to become friends, and she was like she's like, I'm gonna get off at 7, I think, so if you want to come back. And like I wanted to stay and hang out because like I didn't like going home because my mom yells a lot, so I was just like, I would avoid it as much as possible. Like just like stay at work as long as I could, and like stay and eat and like, yeah, whatever, just like waste as much time there as possible. So she's like, oh yeah, I'm getting off soon, we can like stay and drink, like have a few drinks together. And then so I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, I think I did go home and then like changed and went back, but there was like a guy sitting at the bar. He was like a regular, and I think he had a crush on one of the servers, one of the bartenders, and he like, yeah, this is the first time I met him, but like later we were like, he'd asked for the bartender's number and like he didn't give it to him, and then he asked me like, hey, do you know his number? Because like if he didn't give it to you, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want me giving it to you. But also I just didn't have it. And I was like too embarrassed to just tell him that. I was like, I just don't have his number. And also like that would sound like a lie because we're coworkers, but like I really didn't. Anyway, yeah, so I was talking to him. He's a gay man. He's older, but like, yeah, he'd had a few drinks already by the time I got there. So we were talking. I was like, I think I might be gay sometimes, I don't know. And then he told me that like, he's like, I can tell by looking in your eyes that you like pussy. And I was like, I don't like that. I don't, no, you can't. No, you can't. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't even know if I've never tried it. Like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, so that just kind of like delayed it a little bit. It was like, I can't be a lesbian because then that guy would be right about being able to tell that I like pussy by looking in my eyes. That's weird. Can everyone do that? Can anyone see? Is it just like out there, like for those who have eyes to see? Like that's what gaydar is. You just look in their eyes and it's like, I like pussy. It like spells it out in like the little, you know, it's like brown, like dark brown, and then there's like light brown, just like, and you just have to be able to, I don't know. I'm just like, that made me question. I was like, I don't think so actually anymore. But I definitely, I mean, I don't want to be like, this is YouTube. I always put like, no, it's not made for kids, but like, I don't want to be too like, I don't know what the rules allow. I definitely don't like dick. I don't like the two guys that I mentioned being with before, like they would ask me to suck their dicks when we were like being intimate, and I would like, I was like, I don't want to, but I would like brace myself for it. I was really bad at it, and I don't think I ever actually was like successful at like making the, okay, we don't need to like finish that sentence. I don't think you know where I was going with that. Yeah, I don't think it was pleasurable for them. It wasn't good for me. I was just like, this isn't, like, I don't know. And I remember, okay, let's just talk about blowjobs at this point, okay? So I remember like first learning about them and like being like, ew, like why would you do that? You put that in your mouth, that's where they pee from. And then like I remember just being like, ew, that's gross, I'm never doing that. And then there was like a Tumblr post going around where someone was like, I actually like giving blowjobs. And there's like more detail to that. And I think I was kind of like rolling my eyes at it. I was like, you don't have to lie. Like, this is obviously like, you know, pick me girl, like trying to be like, you know, I know some girls don't like it, but I like, and I'm just like, stop lying, you know? But like now, obviously, I'm aware that like some people actually do enjoy that, and it's like, okay, like if you're attracted to men, it might be more pleasurable. But like for me, I'm just like, I don't like, I don't want that in my mouth. Like, get away from me. Yeah, it's just, yeah, that's why like, okay, that's one of the reasons, you know how like sometimes men will hit on girls at a bar and they'll be like, sorry, I'm gay, and they're like, oh, you just haven't found the right man, you just need the right man to turn you. It's like, you don't want to sleep with someone who's not attracted to you. Like, if somebody's like a lesbian, they're not gonna want your dick in their mouth. Like, so like stop trying and just go. Like, I don't know why they put so much effort into like trying to pursue, like, I'm sure they think that it's actually like a straight girl and she's just lying to like play hard to get so that like he wants her more or something stupid. I don't know. But anyway, gosh, I can't see how long I've been talking. So I'm gonna put my glasses back on for a little bit. 31 minutes. Okay. That's fun. So yeah, angry man-hating lesbians. That was like, I was trying to sleep and that was just like what I decided. I'm like, that's when I can't think of what to talk about in the video, that's what I'm gonna come back to, and like that's what I'm gonna title the video. And it's like, I don't know, I start rambling about so many different things, and then it's just like, what do I even, like, I'm trying to upload it, I'm like, what do I even call this? Like, I don't know. So yeah, and I think I've kind of defined compet. If you'd like more of a better definition, you can look at the Am I a Lesbian masterdoc. That's like how I found it. I think okay, let's talk about this. Yeah, I googled compet because there was a guy that I worked with at a restaurant, which will not be named. Like, I don't know, like we had this banter. It's always banter. Like, once you have witty banter, okay, I thought my earrings were gonna look cute. They're like little lollipops, but they just kind of look like sticks because you can't see the whole thing. Okay, anyway, you can tell. Anyway, now you know. So yeah, we had this witty banter, and every time I have witty banter with a guy, it's like either I start thinking, oh my gosh, we'd be so cute together, or somebody else like overhears it and they tell me, oh my god, you guys would be so cute together. It's like, no, I'm just cute. I'd be cute with anyone because I'm just cute. Well, yeah, but so yeah, there was this guy that I worked with that like we would have, he probably had some Gemini placements because I'm a Gemini moon. And yeah, I just like kind of felt like, oh my gosh, I think he likes me. And then like I found out he had a girlfriend. His girlfriend like started working with us. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then like yeah, I remember seeing his Instagram page and just like not liking what I saw. Like, I didn't like the pictures, I didn't like the captions, and I was like, what would it take for me to like, because like I like have all these like thoughts about like me and this guy like falling in love or whatever because of our like one like witty banter comment that we have like a day. And it's just like, I don't know where I was going. I just started that sentence with no. I was like, maybe I'll find it when I get there. Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, why do I have these thoughts? But like, am I attracted to him? I don't think so. And so I like Googled compulsory heterosexuality, and then I think I found the Am I a Lesbian masterdoc, which was like very helpful. For me anyway. I've heard a lot of other people say that as well, so if you haven't read it, I would recommend it. But yeah, it's good stuff. Sometimes I wish, oh my gosh, I could send it to my like former friend who I was like secretly in love with, and just be like, does any of this like resonate with you? But like, I don't know, if she is, like, she told me she's asexual, and if that's true, then I'm just gonna like we stopped talking for other reasons, not because, anyway, because we're not gonna have sex. I would have been totally fine. Like, I was fine. Like, I knew that she didn't like me, but like, I wanted her to know that she could do better than her shitty boyfriend. Like, he was treating her terribly, and I was just like, I want her to know that like she deserves better than this man. And the only way that I could show her that was to show her that like I was willing to like treat her better than he would. Like, I think I mentioned this before, she had her check engine light on her car came on, and they were supposed to hang out, and she told him about the check engine light, and she's like, can you pick me up? And he was like, no, you can like just drive over, it's fine. Like, and she like was nervous about it, but she just did it anyway. And I'm like, I 100% would have gone and picked you up. Like, I don't know. Like, and then she'd like tell me about like jokes that she made to him, and then she's like, yeah, he didn't think that was funny. Like, he was talking about them like going away for the weekend, and then like something about bringing toys, and then she made a joke about Legos, and she's like, he didn't like that. And then like I would bring them up later. Like, I remember bringing that up later. I was like, oh, like Legos, am I right, or something? And then she's like, oh yeah, and then she would like retell me the story, and I'm like, no, I know, I remember you telling me that, because I remember everything you say to me, because I love you. That's not true. I do remember like one time she was telling me about like TikToks that she had watched that were funny, and then I told her about them the next day thinking it was like her brother that told me about them. I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, yeah, I just told you about those. But like for the most part, like I had a pretty good memory of like what she said to me. So, and there was like one time like pretty early on in our friendship, like we were talking, and like in the same conversation that happened, like I didn't, like it wasn't like a day later, it was like 10 minutes later maybe, like she retold me a story that she just told me. I'm like, do you not remember just telling me that? Like, and I was like, oh my god, she doesn't like me. Like, any thoughts that I had that she did were like gone. I was like, oh my god. And I told my therapist that, but like I think when I told her that, like I hadn't told her that I thought I might be a lesbian yet, and so yeah, she probably thought it just meant like I had low self-esteem, which like I don't know, maybe. But like when I started learning astrology, I was like, okay, that like I think I like myself. Like, I think I'm cool, I'm like smart and funny and like pretty, I think, and like I like hanging out with myself, but like I think other people don't see that. I remember telling her that one time, and she's like, well, from my experience, I feel like that just means like you have low self-esteem. And I was like, I don't know if that like resonates, but like, okay, maybe like you're the therapist or whatever. But then yeah, like learning astrology, I was like, I have my sun in the 8th house, and my sun and moon are in Virgo, and Virgo and Gemini, ruled by Mercury and Virgo, which is the 8th house. So like sun and Mercury in the 8th house, and then like the ruler of my ascendant is in the 2nd house, which are like both unaspected to the ascendant, blah blah blah. So if you don't speak astrology and that's just like nonsense, like whatever. And I can like go further into that, and maybe I will on my astrology channel one day. But anyway, basically I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense, like what I was saying about like thinking like I think I'm great, but like other people maybe like don't see it in some way, like because like I remember being at work and people like I'm a hard worker, I'm a Virgo, but then like for one of my coworkers' birthdays, she invited me to go out like drinking with them, and people were like surprised that like I was like fun, I guess, maybe, like I was like dancing. They're like, oh my god, like you're, I was like, yeah, like I'm a person too. Like, I don't know, I went to college, like I don't know why you think I'm like such a little, like, I don't know, innocent. I'm not that innocent. Anyway, yeah, so we're at like almost 40 minutes now. I don't need to make every video like an hour, I guess. I could make them shorter. But yeah, I guess I do want to circle back to the angry man-hating lesbian witch, because that's like a lot of stuff. It's not just like the like man-hating part, like the lesbian part that I was like distancing myself from too. It's the angry part. Like I don't like being angry. Like I said earlier, my mom yells a lot. Like I also mentioned, like, sometimes my dad, like, cusses out, like, I'll hear him trying to do something on the computer and he'll just start cussing it out in the other room, and it's just like I just don't like anger, and that's, like, I don't know, probably a part of it. Like, I don't want to be seen as angry. Like, I don't want people to know that I'm angry. I don't know, I feel like I'm losing my power. Like, if I am, like, angry about something and you know it, then that's like I've lost the upper hand, because if I'm, like, angry about it and you don't know it, then I can, like, sabotage something. Like, I don't know, why do I think like that? That's not nice. Anyway, yeah, we're, like, unlearning things here. Let's go. No more anger, or no more being afraid of anger and sabotaging other people because I'm angry and I don't know how to use my words and tell them that. Most of the time when I feel angry, I feel like the other person, like, should know, like, what they did was, like, upsetting to me. Like, I don't know. Okay, the first example that came to my head was, like, I got dumped on Valentine's Day, kind of, because, like, before I even met this guy, I was like, I'm a lesbian. Like, I didn't have this yet. So I was like, I'm a lesbian. I don't want to, like, my roommate was telling me, that she worked with him, and she's like, my boss is hiring, so send in your resume, and also there's this guy here and he's perfect for you. And I was like, oh my god, like, shut up, I don't care, I don't want to hear about it. If you think he's so perfect, why don't you just date him, like, all this stuff. And she's like, he's not perfect for me, he's perfect for you, trust me, I know these things. And she's like, and you only get treated, like, a certain way by men because you expect to be treated that way by them. And I think I was gonna say this earlier, like, I truly did not expect, like, when I was dating these men, I was like, they're so in love with me. Like, I don't think I would have, like, dated them if I didn't think they were, like, obsessed with me. Because I was reading, like I said, like, young adult, like, romance kind of novels, like everything has a romance subplot anyway. And I was, like, expecting, like, these boys that I didn't even know to do grand gestures for me. Like, the boys that I was dating, I, like, fully, like, the second boy, the one who asked me out on Valentine's Day, like, I hurt my back at work, and so, like, we went out to dinner, and then I was, like, we were gonna go back to the car when we were done, and I said that my back hurt, and he carried me out to his car. Like, it's like, okay, like, he really likes me, you know? And, like, I wouldn't have gone out with them, like, for less, you know? But, like, I still didn't feel that way about them, obviously. And I think that, like, oh, that probably hurt. That's sad. Meow. Ah. You know what's sadder is the institutions that oppress gay people and make us, because I would have never done that if I didn't feel like there was something wrong with being gay. And, you know, not that I'm trying to, like, say I don't. Hi, little kitty cat. You wanna come here? I played a part. We all played a part, but, like, the systems definitely influenced us in great ways. Do you want to play us a song, Wasabi? He doesn't like playing on the piano. He loves playing all kinds of other things. He loves playing any game where he gets to scratch my skin. Yeah, anyway, I was talking about getting dumped on Valentine's Day, and I said, like, yeah, before we even met, I was like, I'm not interested, I'm a lesbian, and my roommate, like, talked me out of it, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, like, give this guy a chance, I guess. Like, then he dumped me on Valentine's Day, but we were never really official, because, like, I don't know, I could tell, like, he wouldn't text me first, like, I was always texting him, because I would always, like, my roommate was telling me, like, oh, he's in love with you, and then I'd be like, I want that to be true, but, like, I don't see evidence of it, and so I would, like, reach out and be like, does he like me? Like, does he still like me? And if he responded to my text, that meant he liked me, and if he didn't, then I'd be like, oh my god, why isn't he responding? Why is he not responding? And then, like, he'd respond, like, hours later, I'd be like, oh my god, what a relief, he still likes me, like, I've been so, and it's just, like, it was a mess, you know, like it wasn't a fun thing to do. And also like I liked to read like when I was at work, and like I would find myself like not being able to like finish a page because I'd be like reading like starting from the top of the page, and then like I'd get a text, and then like maybe I'm like halfway down, I like put down the book, pick up my phone, text back, I look back at the book, like where did I leave off, and I start back at the top, I'm like and I'm reading that same part over, and I'm like, okay, oh yeah, here I was, oh, get another text, and then it like happens a couple times, I just like can't get through the whole, I'm like, oh yeah, I started down here, and then so I'm like rereading that, and then it's like it's a whole process, and I like can't get through a book, so I'm like losing out on like something that I actually wanted to do. Like I liked reading, I still do, I don't know why I put that in the past tense, but I don't do it as often now because like my job was basically to like sit there. It was on a TV show, and when I was on the prep strike team, so like when they were building the sets and like taking them down, I would be there and like making sure people were like wearing masks and like social distancing, that they had like hand sanitizer if they needed it. There's like sanitary wipes, wiping stuff down, like wiping down door handles, etc., etc. Just like COVID. I call it COVID monitor. They called it like health and safety. But yeah, so that was our job. What was I gonna say? Why did I bring all that up? Anyway, so yeah, I was just like sitting there all day, like in a chair and like watching like the whole, like I could just see everybody. It's like I'm not really doing much, so I would just sit there and read, and I finished like so many books, and then it's like when I'm texting this guy, it's like definitely putting a dent in my reading list, you know? So that was a bummer, but like, I mean, it was kind of funny sometimes. I think the thing is like, I'm pretty funny, I think, not to toot my own horn, but like, I think I'm funny, and I'm like very funny when I'm texting, like I'm good at coming up with like funny texts, and so like, he would text me, and then I would like think of something funny to text back and be like, I don't want to like encourage this, but it's just so funny, I just have to say it, and then I would say it, and then like I started talking about Twilight because I thought that might annoy him, because like boys don't seem to like Twilight as much as girls. But he's like, he made a joke back about, I said like, oh, are you Team Edward or Team Jacob? I was just like going really basic with it. And then he's like, oh, Bella, where the hell have you been, Loca? And I'm like, oh my god, you actually like know something about Twilight, that's crazy. And then like, I guess I had this like original thought, it wasn't my roommate convincing me, but like I think like I only don't like men because I have this idea that like if I married a man, I wouldn't find somebody who liked the same things as me. Oh my god, like musical theater. This guy was like a musical theater fan. Hi, little kitty cat. And like Twilight, like I liked Twilight. I would rewatch the movies sometimes, like that's probably, he's not gonna be down with that, you know? So like I don't see myself marrying a man. And then like this guy was like I said, he liked musical theater, he knows about Twilight, he can joke about it. So I was like, maybe this. And then yeah, he like never texted me first though. My roommate explained that away. She was like, he doesn't want to be seen on his phone that much at work, but like he's always like, I never see him laugh as much, like he's always looking at his phone smiling and just like, oh my god, like he's always asking about you. I have this theory that like he liked her but she had a boyfriend, and so he would like ask about me because it was like safer for him, and he could like talk to her because he liked her, because he wasn't like talking to me. But yeah, like it wasn't okay for him to just be like, hey, so like tell me about yourself, because like she was dating somebody, so like he like circumvented that like boundary by pretending to like me or something. Because I remember like she invited both of us over to hang out on Halloween, and I went, and as I was leaving, I was staying with my dad at the time, I was leaving his place, and like there was a biker in front of me who like their tire kicked up a rock, and it hit my windshield and it cracked it. So I was like, that's a bad omen, like just from the start of like immediately when I leave, like that's what happens. So I went and I thought he was gonna go. Apparently he had plans already. So like it was just me and my roommate. We were like roommates, and then I moved out, and then like we moved back in together again after. So we were we were in between roommate-shipness at this time, but we were ex-roommates and future to be, yeah. So yeah, we went to eat and then like went back to her house, and then like, yeah, he went to a party, whatever. He was posting pictures on Instagram, and there was like this like group costume that he was a part of, but like then he posted a slide, like a carousel. So there are like pictures of the group costume, and then there's like one of him with just like one girl who was dressed as like a pop star, and like it didn't relate to the group costume at all. And so I was like, who's this girl? Like obviously something's going on there, because like she gets her own picture. She's not even related to the group that the like what's going on. And she, my not roommate at the time, was like, oh, I guarantee you there are no significant women in his life. So I was like, okay, sure, let's go with that. I'm gonna choose to believe that. And then yeah, I just like, but like I knew that he wasn't interested. Like I invited him to hang out one time, and then we like had sex, and then but it like took like he would joke about making out, like when we would text. He'd be like, oh, we should make out, and then like I invited him over, and he didn't like make a move really until like we were about to go to sleep, and then like his phone rang, and it was like over by me. So I was like, do you want to check that? And so I gave him his phone, and then he like responded to something, and then he like put it back, and then he like leaned down and kissed me like really quick. But I was like, if he didn't get that message, like nothing would have happened. And then like then I moved, and I invited him over again, and he came over. I was standing outside, and he was like walking up, and then he kind of like, I was like waiting for him, and he turned around and like started walking away, and I was like, did he like think he was going the wrong way? Like, does he not have, I don't know, like what's going on? So I texted him that I was like standing outside, and like now I'm thinking like maybe he went back to his car to get something, like he forgot. But I'm like, he didn't have anything. Like, he didn't, like, give me, like, flowers or anything. And another thing is, I invited him over, like, pretty early. And he was like, oh, I'm busy doing chores. And then, so I was, like, waiting, like, all day, like, to see if he would finish his chores. And then I decided, like, okay, he's obviously not coming. I'm gonna, like, go to bed. So I changed into pajamas. And I was, like, going to bed, and then he was like, hey, is it too late? And I should have, like, I think back on it, and I should have been like, yeah, it is, I'm going to bed, bye. And like I shouldn't have been talking to him in the first place, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so that we hung out that time. He didn't make a move again, like he didn't try to kiss me or anything. I hugged him at the end, and then like I thought about like going and making a move, but then I said something and he laughed at it, and it kind of like ruined the moment. So I was like, because it wasn't supposed to be funny. So I was like gonna lean in, and yeah, so I was like, okay, he's not interested. And then my roommate, yeah, was like, he's in love with you, trust me, I know this, I know these things. And then he like left the next day for like to go see his parents for Christmas, or his mom, I don't know. But like he didn't tell me. Like I was like, I moved out there, like, I mean mostly because I was working and it was like way closer and I wouldn't have to sit in traffic all day. But like part of the reason I wanted to move was so like I would be closer to him, and it wouldn't be like, because I lived really far, and I was like the one time we did hang out and like we had sex, it was like really late by the time he got there, because like we work, well, I would get off work way earlier than he would. I didn't know that. At the time when I invited him over, I was like, we're probably gonna get off work around the same time. and then he'll be here at like whatever time, like 7 maybe. We can like maybe get something to eat, and then he'll go home, and then he didn't get there till like 12 like p.m. like a.m. like the middle of the night. I messed it up, 12 a.m. Oh well. So yeah, it was like way later than I was expecting, and I just kind of like, I put on a TV show and I thought he was just gonna, cause like the other guys that I dated would just like start like touching my legs when we would watch, they'd be like, you have to watch this movie, and then they'd put it on and then they'd start touching my legs, and then I was like, okay, like I don't know what's happening in the movie cause you're like not letting me watch it, you know? So like I kind of thought like I'm just gonna play something and he's gonna do that, but then he didn't, and so we watched like 2 hours of like TV. And then like I was like, okay, I guess like let's go to bed. And then yeah, like I said, he eventually kissed me, and then we had sex, and then that was like the last time anything happened. The first and only. I like kind of consider it a one night stand, but like I also I'm like, I got dumped on Valentine's Day, so it's like you can have it both ways, right? But yeah, it was like a one night stand that kind of was dragged out because like we did work together. Occasionally we'd like be in the same like location physically, and like he was like, what if we like made out at work, you know? And I was like, oh, I think we'll get in trouble. Like I could have taken that opportunity and I didn't, and it's just like, I don't know, like yeah, like the fact that things weren't like, I think maybe if I had been more interested, like attracted, you know, whatever, and like taking more charge, been like, I think we should be exclusive, you know, like maybe things would be different, but like I didn't do that because I didn't want to do that, and it just like didn't feel right at the time to be like, I want you to be my boyfriend, because I didn't, and I knew that before we even met, and it's just like so frustrating that like I let myself, you know, like just fall back into these same traps of like, well, maybe it'll be different this time, maybe I am bisexual, like no I'm not. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, we're almost at an hour now. I was saying that like I probably don't need to keep talking that long if I don't want to, and then here we are. Anyway, I guess I'll like leave it there. So let me know if there's something I feel like I start like rambling about something and I'll start talking about something and then like go on a tangent and be like, first let me explain this backstory, and then I kind of like never get back to what I started talking about. So if like that happened and you're like curious where was this gonna go, like let me know down in the comments or something. Yeah, just live your life. If you feel called to like comment, subscribe, whatever, do so. If not, don't. Like it's not that serious. Okay, thanks for watching. Gay it up out there. Trying to like come up with a new like outro just off the top of my head. Gay it up out there. I did have friends text me one time, they're like, do you want to gay it up in LA? And that was like how they invited me to go to the club with them. I was like, I like that. So gay it up out there. Little gay people in my phone. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching. Love you.